the Hustle and Giggle podcast.
Hi everyone, welcome to episode 16 of the Hustle and Giggle podcast. We are three friends, business owners and mums. I am Lesley, and unfortunately I am not in the studio with the amazing Amanda and Karma. I'm currently sailing around the Greek islands. However, we have a wonderful guest presenter who I know you will love. Enjoy episode 16, ladies. Please don't miss me too much.
I suggested, actually, that all Lesley should do was send us a recording of Rod Stewart, I Am Sailing, and we would just, love the fact that she's... not love the fact that she's not here with us, but just sit back and with envy and listen to Rod Stewart and think about her sailing with her... Do you think they do wine, chicken wine on the cruise?
Oh, I bet she smuggled some in. If really.
She probably has had some in her suitcase.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. But let's Lesley, because although we're missing her today, we have an amazing stand-in for Lesley today, who is about to introduce herself. So we won't be talking about Kev today, we'll be talking about Wayne. So over to you, Hannah.
Hello, I'm Hannah Martinig. I'm a photographer. I revamped image photography, and really grateful to Lesley for asking to stand in for today. Excited.
Oh, we're excited too.
We are so excited.
Welcome,
Lesley version 2.
Yeah. Lesley who? Sorry, Lesley.
There'll be an extra seat. We'll have 4 of us from now on.
Yeah, we might be a 4-person podcast after this one. But brilliant, excellent. Well, welcome, Hannah. It's great to have you here. And we are going to follow some of our kind of standard topics today. So the first thing we always do is we always tell the listeners what we've been up to since the last episode. So I don't mind going first because I don't usually go first on this one. So I'm happy to do that. So, gosh, 2 weeks has been busy. So you know that we were going to have Sienna, look after her for 4 days, which we did. So I have to say we're just about getting out of the tiredness. It was 4 days of, busyness, lovely busyness, but definitely busyness, having a 12-month-old running around that. Well, she's not running, but she is actually. As of yesterday, she's walking.
Oh, wow.
So hopefully we influenced that a little bit, but she's walking as of yesterday. Oh. So, yes, very busy at work, which is great news. Did a fantastic youth concern visit, which all of you will remember that Hannah Asquith came on as one of our guests. And in fact, all 3 of us were there on Tuesday when Youth Concern launched their new logo, and been doing lots of swimming. And I'll talk a little bit more about why I've been doing lots of swimming when we talk on our next subject. So over to you. I'm looking at you, Karma.
Yeah, never know which way your eyes are going to go. So, you've done the Youth Concern visit, did the Youth Concern visit with you. And we also did Florence Nightingale's bingo night on the Monday night.
I forgot.
I thought you were going first. I thought, she'll say all these. This is brilliant. Then you forgot. Yeah, so that was good fun, wasn't it?
It was really good.
We didn't win the bingo, did we? Although I did prematurely shout out bingo because I thought I'd won, and then I realised I hadn't. But we won the raffle, and we won a secondary sort of side quiz, didn't we?
Yeah,
so that was fun.
We all came home with something, which was lovely.
Yeah,
it was really good.
I've also, what else have I been up to? Went to the NEC Caravan and Campervan show last week, which was quite good. The NEC, that was amazing to see all the different campervans and motorhomes, and oh my God, there's so much. Some of them are just they're the price of a small flat. It's ridiculous. They're obscene, but it was lovely to look around.
Did you buy anything? Because you usually come away with...
I bought an awning, which obviously can't use until the summer now because the campervan's shut down for the winter. But and last night I went to see a really good friend of mine's daughter perform at Amersham College. She's on a music performance and production course, and it was the Year 1 and Year 2 students. I primarily went just to watch Lola and kind of cheer her on from the sidelines, but oh my God, there was so much talent there. Absolutely amazing. I mean, I love live music anyway, but the talent in that room, the singing, the guitar playing, the drums, I've decided I want to learn the drums now. It was amazing. And they did a really beautiful rendition. I love Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, and they did the most beautiful vocal rendition of that with the guitar. Absolutely amazing. And on a work front, we've had a new starter join us this week. He is our cybersecurity analyst. I nearly said that wrong.
That's quite
cybersecurity analyst, and his name is Jay, and he's our first fully remote working employee. So this is a brave, bold new step for us at Alcom. So that's my 2 weeks in a roundup, really.
Wow. What I want to to know though is when you're going to be learning the drums, what are you going to be giving up because your life is so busy? So I can't believe you've got a gap in your lifestyle to learn the drums.
I do feel a bit. I just thought, do you know what? The real reason to do it is probably not for the musical side. It's to let when you're like really peed off with life and you just want to, so I want to do a bit of that. Just go and kind of like
anger rooms.
Yeah, like a rage room type thing.
Yeah,
that was discussed last night. Actually, we're going to try and hunt down a rage room as well. But drums, just to let rage room. Have you not seen a rage room?
No.
Oh God,
we should all go. You get to a room that is basically set up for you to just destroy.
Oh,
so you
it
just
exists.
smash. Yeah.
I don't legally.
They're in London.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's one. There might be one in Milton Keynes.
I think there
idea.
is one in Milton Keynes. You just go and beat the shit out of a room.
Yeah.
It looks
smash
phenomenal.
TVs, windows, anything.
Yeah,
I'm slightly worried about you.
I have a lot of pent up aggression.
I'm not sure whether I'm odd because I haven't heard of it, or you two are odd because you haven't. Lesley, have you heard of it?
Have your listeners heard of it? Because then that'll determine who's.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, which side is which side is normal?
Oh my God. Rage room, right? Remember that one, Amanda Heritage. How about you, Hannah? What have you been up to in the last couple of weeks?
I have been quite busy and actually quite sociable, which is quite shocking for me at this time of year because I get SAD, so I am really affected by the weather and the lack of light, quite extremely, to be honest. When the clocks go back
this weekend.
Yes, this weekend.
Oh God, sorry.
I start to go down.
Do you?
I don't like to hibernate. I don't like to come out.
Oh.
I hate it. But yeah, so I've been out quite a lot. So me and my friend who lives in London, we don't get to see each other very often. So but it seems to be annually. We don't intend it to be, but annually we do a little thing where it's just the two of us. So last couple of weeks ago, we went out for Chinese. We both love Chinese, so we went to Chinatown, had Chinese, and a bottle of wine. And I haven't drunk in a long time, so that didn't go down well the morning after.
Do you have to catch the train home drunk?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's a nightmare.
Yeah. Then we went to a karaoke room.
Did you?
Yeah. So we had, this is how organised we are, we had a playlist that we put together beforehand. So I set it up so we could both add songs to it in like 2 weeks before our session, so that we had a whole playlist to work through of duets.
I love that.
And then we went and did that, and it was brilliant. But yeah, I had to get the train home drunk, and then had to wait for half an hour for a taxi that I pre-booked, and it didn't turn up.
Oh, no.
So not very impressed with that. And then I was up at about 5 a.m. throwing up, and missed the Bob networking meeting that I was supposed to be at on the Friday.
Oh no.
So yeah, that was great. I had full intentions to go, but yeah, didn't happen. And then last weekend, Esme had her award ceremony, so she goes to Spotlight Musical Theatre School, and they had their first annual award ceremony. So I think this is going to be an annual thing now. And she was nominated for outstanding performance through song, and she won, which was amazing.
That's amazing.
Brilliant.
Because I mean, obviously we're probably biased because we're her parents, but we think she's amazing when she performs, and she's really emotive when she sings. But obviously they must have thought the same. So yeah, it was just lovely. And it was so, do you know what I really loved more than anything than seeing the children was just seeing how much fun they had together and how supportive they were of each other. Like no one cared if they didn't win. They were just all supporting
That's
each
so
other.
nice.
And then afterwards they had Dan Blaze was doing like the DJ disco bit, and they just all were dancing and singing and putting karaoke on musicals, obviously. There's a lot of Hamilton, and just all singing together and like hyping each other up. It was brilliant. It was really lovely.
It's heartwarming, that is.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then just been really busy with work, which is great. So doing lots of photo shoots, getting to work with local companies. So yeah, that's me.
Fantastic. I just remembered that I didn't mention it on the last podcast, and you've just prompted me that actually one thing I have done in the last 2 weeks, which I didn't mention, is collect my award from Aylesbury United. So in May, and it's taken that long purely because I was on holiday at the time, and their diary and my diary, and I had to go to a home match. But in May, I was nominated. Oh well, I won an award. I wasn't even nominated. I didn't know until they told me, for Club Person of the Year award. Oh. So I went along to a match last Saturday, and I was told that I was going to be presented with the trophy, not realising that this was on the pitch in front of everybody by the managing director of Aylesbury United, who I have to say, Bob, is amazing and completely eased me because I was quite nervous about him when they told me, and awarded me with this great big, really.
Was it like one of the football trophies?
Yeah, cup that's got my name engraved on it. That I kind of went to them at the end. Oh, here we go. Put it in the trophy cupboard, and they were like, "No, you take it home for a year."
Oh, wow!
So I've got it at home.
And where?
Well, actually, you're going to laugh about this, but because I didn't know where to put it, and we had Sienna, and I didn't want to put it anywhere low. It's currently, and I need to move it this weekend. It's currently sitting on the top of the mantelpiece in the fireplace. And
yeah, that's not accidental. Yeah.
So everyone can see it. No, seriously. But it will go in my office. There's a space for it in my office. But
amazing.
What did you do to win that
Well, I've been working with them for about 18 months and I've been helping them with their socials, but they had a very good year last year with sponsorship. So it was a big campaign with sponsorship and they did probably the most sponsors they'd ever had. So that's what I just took it was lovely. It was really good.
They recognised you for that, though.
Really nice. Yeah. Such a nice company to work with, company club to work with. And everyone knows them and obviously they're all, struggling to come back to Aylesbury and all those good things. But yeah, it was lovely. It's really good.
Brilliant.
Congratulations.
Really well done, everybody.
Yay. So we've got a few subjects that we always like to talk about different things. And one of the things that I heard, it's really weird actually. So I heard on the news last week that TikTok were creating a competition primarily for farmers markets and farmers to win a competition. And I think it was something like winning £750,000 to go towards this shop local scheme where TikTok would not only allow them to become a TikTok shop, but they would also support them with the marketing of it, which sounds brilliant, which sounds absolutely great. But when I listened to it and I heard it, I thought, is that the right thing to do? Isn't that just now making more people come away from the high street? Isn't that encouraging people to continue to shop online? And in the nicest possible way, who is going to, of a certain age, go onto TikTok to buy their bananas and their potatoes and whatever? So it wasn't a negative view on it, but a view that says, our high street is damaged enough at the moment, and is that the right thing to do? And I thought it'd be really interesting just to have a quick chat about it and see what we think about what's going on in the high street. And God, what would we do if we owned a shop at the moment? It's just such an emotive subject, I know, but a subject that I think needs to be fixed, to be honest.
I agree. It's when we first started Alcom, so we've had 3 premises now, but when we first started Alcom, we needed a high street presence, and we needed, cars passing through the whole time, we needed exposure that way. And now obviously we're on an industrial estate, unless you know we're there, you won't come and you won't know we're there. But I'm a bit of a hypocrite, I have to admit, because I kind of advocate for all of the high street shops, but then I find myself shopping online out of convenience and ease, really, speed as well. So I feel like I'm a bit of a walking hypocrite, really, when it comes to the high street.
I'm exactly the same. I'm a real advocate for shop local, support small businesses. I am one, but at the same time, time, life, and also, unfortunately, I guess it's a vicious cycle, because what I want isn't there, and it won't be there if we don't use it. But at the same time, if it's not there, I can't use it, so therefore I'm going to go elsewhere, and it is quicker and easier and usually cheaper to go online. And I do use a lot Amazon for a lot of things, which I hate, but they're so convenient, and I hate myself a little bit for that. But it's unfortunate. But a lot of the shopping that I do, apart from Amazon, when I have to buy new things, is all charity shops and Vinted as well. And they are on the high street, so I feel like I am supporting something in some way there, because I do a lot. Anyone who knows me will know I do a lot of charity shopping. Weekly.
And that's amazing, and that's fantastic. I mean, it was interesting because one person this was on a radio show that I heard this discussion, and one person rang in and said, actually, and told the story about how their elderly parents always try and park in a particular car park, and they just can never work out the parking machine. And that's kind of linked to me, and we had that discussion, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago. So there's a few, I guess, stigmas that, and things that I think are probably barriers to people coming into, coming into town centres nowadays.
I think that's the thing. They're not making it easy for either the retailers, because the rents and business rates and everything are so high, but then equally the shoppers. It's a nightmare to park. I mean, they've taken away a lot of parking around locally, but also, it's expensive. It takes time to get into town with the traffic and things like that. So, what could be a quick purchase online takes you 5 minutes. It's probably a 2-3 hour round trip if you want to go to the high street or into town. So you can see why people do it. But I do love the personal approach. I do like human to human contact, face to face contact. So I would love to bring it back. I don't know if we're too far gone now.
I think we probably are, if I'm honest. I mean, my background is retail marketing, and it was mainly in grocery outlets, so Tesco's and obviously the main grocers that I worked in with brands. But I think we are. I think we're far too gone. I think we never bring it back.
But to your point about TikTok and buying bananas and things like that, wouldn't be the first place I would, if I was going to shop online for those things, it wouldn't be the first place that I would go. Actually, I would look locally for local people that deliver online and do that. And like you say, the demographic for TikTok, it is a much younger generation. Exactly. I've only just started going on TikTok for, I'm wanting to start doing my own podcast stuff on there. And it's a different world.
Yeah.
It's completely different to Instagram and certainly to Facebook. And they're going to be missing out a whole demographic that probably would purchase that kind of stuff, but not from there.
No.
But maybe I'm wrong.
I think TikTok's quite scary as well, isn't it? Because you might be going on there to look at that kind of stuff, but then you end up with all sorts of weird algorithms that throw all sorts of weird things at you. And some of the stuff can be quite eye-opening, even for me, on TikTok. So
I'm not bananas. You might never know what you're going to
No, I know. Even if you search it, don't even try and search it in. But it's a shame. And you're right about the parking. The parking is a big obstacle. I think, is it Princess Rispa used to have free parking for an hour, which was great then, because you'd feel like you wanted to go and spend your money in those shops. But it kind of feels like society wants us to support the high street, but the local councils are not really doing anything to sort of help encourage us to do that. So it's a bit of a juxtaposition going on.
I go to Tring a lot because it used to, I don't think it's free parking now, but it's still a lot cheaper. But they used to have free parking as well. And Tring is a lovely town, and they've got quite a nice little boutique or personal shops.
I love our local council in terms of what they've done from a food outlet perspective. Restaurants is amazing, but I struggle with why we can't now focus on shopping and shops rather than restaurants.
Because we've got a lot of restaurants, coffee shops, barbers, charity shops, and that's about it. And it is a shame. And like you say, that like the town council, I love the events that they put on. Are brilliant, and they're really community minded. And I think that's definitely should be recognised and encouraged and supported. But we need a bit more variety. Locally, definitely.
Agree. Absolutely.
And then I now feel a hypocrite because I'm doing, and I'll talk about this later, but I'm doing a sponsorship swim in November. And obviously, not necessarily big problems, but I've got to swim a lot in November. And I was thinking last night, how does that work from a hair perspective? Because at the moment I swim, I get my hair wet, I wash my hair, then I have to dry it, then I have to straighten it. And I thought, I can't be doing that like 5 times a week. I've got to be swimming. So I went onto Amazon last night and I looked for a swim hat.
A swim cap.
But then I thought a traditional swim cap, they're really tight. Well, they do big ones for long hair. Now I don't have long hair, but I have thick hair. So I've ordered one last night. It's coming today. So I'm swimming tonight. So I'm going to try it out. So I might share a photo.
I hope you're going to share a photo.
I don't know. When did you last wear a swim cap? God, mine was years ago.
So I actually do have one. I don't swim very often now, but I did swim for a little while. And I got one for a similar reason, but mainly because I dye my hair so much. But at that point, it was bright red. It wasn't the orange it is now.
Okay.
And so then it would destroy the colour and mean I got red everywhere as well. So I got one for that reason, but they're a bit of a nightmare to try and get on.
Well, and this is why I thought I'd look to see if there were bigger ones. And this is, anyway, we'll see.
Talcum powder.
And obviously you look really great in one as well.
I'm going to look amazing, aren't I? I can't wait.
Have you got like little flowers on it? If you do the ones
no, it's just like plain with branding on it. Flowers.
Yeah, you can go all out with that. Yeah. No, I've got honestly trying to put those on the kids when they were little.
Oh, yes.
But talcum powder was supposed to help, but it didn't because they just ended up in this white, soggy, crying mess of
and then trying to get
stuff.
the goggles over it as well.
God. Honestly, I've got PTSD now. Can
you think about me at 7 o'clock tonight then as I'm in the changing room trying to get this bloody swimming hat on and anyway.
And also I do find when you wear those hats it doesn't necessarily
get your hair
negate
wet,
you having to wash it because when you take them off if it stayed dry, which is a miracle anyway, it's got that weird residue so you still feel you've got to wash it anyway, or at least use dry shampoo, which then kind of goes against the reason you're wearing it. So
you're not selling it to me, Hannah.
It's real.
Try it, see how you get on.
I'll let you know how it goes. Anyway, so I thought we'd move on to a funny subject. So knowing our children's personalities, if our children ran our businesses for a period of time, what would that look like? What would your business look like, do you think, if we handed it over to our children, thinking about the skills, thinking about what they're like? Go on, Hannah, over to you.
I think my kids would be really good at running mine. So both of my children are creative in different ways. And Esme loves taking photos. Like she was quite good at photography.
I remember her taking photographs when you did that event.
Yes. So she's actually quite good. And actually Jude, for a job that he did originally, he did a lot of photography and videography and edited videos for reels and things like that. And now he works for a web design company. So actually, I think he'd be in good hands. And he's very intelligent and very money-minded and sensible in that sense. So financially, I think actually he'd probably be better than me.
I think he'd retire now.
I think he'd actually make a profit much more than I do. And he wouldn't spend it all in charity shops. So that would probably actually be beneficial. So yeah, I'd actually be confident that I could leave my business in their hands. Yeah. Maybe that's a prospective business idea for the future.
Love that.
Go on then, Carmen. What about you?
So I think when we had children, we hopefully thought we might have grown our own in terms of, wanting to step into the business, but neither of them have any inkling for working in IT. And I think it'd be really interesting to see what the different skills they would bring. So Jacob would bring a very dry humour, and he would probably, the first thing he would do is get a gym built in there. Probably the same with Holly, because gyms are very important to them. I think Holly's a very organised soul, so she'd probably bring a very organised side to it. It's not that it's not organised now, but I think she would bring that element back in. And I don't know, because they accuse Abe and I, quite rightly, of working too hard, really. So it would be interesting for the shoe to be on the other foot and see how it was when they were in it, because from an outsider's perspective, when someone is working really hard, it's very easy to kind of go, I think you do too much, you need to take some time out. But the reality of doing that when it's your responsibility is quite different. So I think it'd be really challenging, and it would be really eye-opening from both sides to do it. So Holly and Jacob, watch out.
I think
we've got some news for you.
I think it would be interesting to see how they would do things differently to what we do.
Because a completely different generation.
And I was having this conversation with Jude yesterday, actually, about the generations and how they get a bit of a raw deal from the older generation in saying that they expect everything to be given to them and they don't want to work hard. And he actually made the point that it's not that they don't want to work; they want to work differently, because doing what the older generation did used to get them a lot more, and now doing that doesn't get them anything. So why would they want to do that? Work really hard and still get not even the basics these days. So they want to do it differently and do things differently. And I thought, do you know what? That's actually a really good point. So it'd be interesting to see how they brought different processes in or changed things to what you're doing, and whether that would be more successful.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm not sure. Jack would be exactly like Jacob in terms of the gym, obviously, but he would stop. He'd run a business around his gym, so he'd have to go to the gym. He'd have to then stop at lunchtime for his protein, and then if there was time left, he'd probably do some work. But the thing,
sounds just like a secondary thing.
We don't argue at all, but we have quite often have discussions, and we had one yesterday. So he's been waiting for someone to reply to a question that he's asked recently, and he asked it on Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday evening. So yesterday I said to him, have you had a reply to that email yet? And he said, Mum, I only sent it last night. I said, yeah, but have a look, see if they've replied. And he went, Mum, I only sent it last night. They wouldn't have replied yet. But just have a little look, see if they've replied.
But
they wouldn't have, Mum. Okay, so I know if I asked him now, he probably still hasn't looked.
Yeah.
Whereas me, and probably because I come from a corporate background, really focused on customers and clients. So that email lands in my inbox, I respond to it. Wherever I am, I just respond to it, because I feel really, I suppose really, I don't know, I think at the end of the day, it's hard to get clients, and therefore when you've got them, you need to look after them. So that would be my worry with him. He'd be quite a bit laid back. He probably wouldn't respond to things as quickly as I would like him to. But I agree with your views, Hannah, in terms of the generation. We again have the same conversations with you. Rich and I, a lot of the time, we're at home sitting behind laptops. He couldn't bear to do that. That's not his strength, and he wouldn't like to do it. He's an outside kind of person. He likes doing sporty stuff, and it'd be interesting. I think we should all try it one day, just for a day.
Just let your kids run your business for a day.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm switching already now, thinking about the reality of that.
I wonder if you'd still have 12 members of your team.
14, I'll be like 13 resignations on my desk the next day. Yeah. No, that's downplaying my children, isn't it? It could be the opposite. It could be like, right, Karma and Abe, you're out. We want Holly and Jacob. That's it.
Exactly.
No more you two. Yeah,
and then vote afterwards. Get an employee vote afterwards.
God, imagine how well they get vetoed out.
God, scary. And then there's another subject that I thought would be interesting to talk about. And actually, if I'm honest, this stemmed in my head from something that I read on your Facebook page, Hannah, where you recently had and I've had them, and I'm sure we've all had them. You recently had a text from somebody who was pretending that they were your son because they'd lost their phone. Yeah. And I really laughed because of how you handled it. And for context, Hannah had a message, and I'm sure we've all had it, to say, I've changed my phone, Mum. Hannah went, well, why have you done it? They responded. And Hannah said, well, I'll just come into the next door room and check, and basically in the nicest possible way, with a few little swear words, told them to go away and not contact her again. And I thought it'd be really interesting just to talk about scamming, really, because I know it's really probably high on everyone's agenda. And I sometimes I look at things and I think, why did you do that? So the biggest thing for me is when people go onto a Facebook page and it says, press this button to find out your personality. And actually, it's not telling you your personality. It's just collecting data so that they can then spam you or do or as a more awful things with you, and so many people do it. We've also had the text messages. I get probably at least 3 emails every week. I had one last week from somebody who said that I think it's some DVLA that wasn't DVLA, that said my tax had run out. But they sent it to my business email address, and I would never use my business address because that's a personal thing, and I specifically have 2 for that reason. So yeah, I know it'd be really interesting to talk about what experiences we have, if there's anything specific that we do to try and manage that in our lives.
I just take the approach that everything's a scam, so I don't trust anything.
Yeah.
So if anyone sends me anything that I'm remotely not expecting or don't recognise or don't understand, I'll just text them or call them myself and say, did you send me this? There's attachment or there's a link. What is it? Because even on, especially on Facebook, actually, if people send me things by Messenger and they just send me a link, and it's usually something like I would like or a video that I'd like, I will not click it until I've checked with them. Why have you sent me this? What is it? Because I just think you can't be too careful. And most things, I think, for our generation and younger, maybe it's easier to spot now because we are so used to it. We've kind of grown up in the scam era. But older people, it can catch them out really, really easily. I had a weird scam years ago, actually. Well, I'm not even sure it was a scam. It was just really weird. I had an email about being signed up for egg donors, and I was like, I don't know why anyone would do that as a joke for me, but that was quite strange. Wow. But it's those, like you say, on social media, when you get those things to collect data, it might not be to be used for malicious intent. It could just be just to spam you with stuff, but that's just annoying. Yeah. But also the ones where people share pictures and you're saying what's your favourite colour and all those things. I don't think people are aware. Not everyone's aware that that's collecting your data so they can guess your passwords and things like that. So they're not a bit of fun. I mean, you might think they are, but they're not. They're giving too much of your personal information away. So don't do them.
No, I know.
I agree. I think I mean the email one is the big one. Sorry, my ears just literally just popped. Hold on, let me just pop it back. The email is it's really weird. I can hear myself in echo now. The emails are the biggest thing, and sometimes you might be expecting something, but if there's any part of you that has a small doubt, it's better to phone up and check or text, ring, whatever you want to do. You might feel like a bit of an idiot for checking, but it's better to feel like an idiot for checking for 2 minutes than it is to get hacked and then feel like a real idiot when you've lost all your data. So, and I think a lot of them prey on the speed issue. So if you don't do something about this now, this is going to happen. But it's better to check, and you can always look in the email. You can hover over the URL if it's embedded in it as well, so you can see that. But check if you have got DVLA. Check in the from one, because it will say DVLA in the thing. But when you hover over it, it might say DVLAP at hotmail.com, and you're like, you know what? No, that's not
exactly
you.
What I do.
So it is scary. I got caught out with a ULEZ charge in London, and I was in a hotel room and I was in a panic. I'd had a glass of wine, I was about to go down for dinner, and I clicked on what I thought was ULEZ to pay it on my phone. It was more than I was expecting, and all through dinner I was thinking, this is really weird. I've got a really bad feeling about this. Anyway, I checked, and I'd gone to a dodgy site. I didn't realise. I just Googled ULEZ charge and had clicked on the first thing, all the things I tell people not to do, I'd done. I feel like I learned a lesson through it, so it's made me even more vigilant now. But it's so easy to get caught out if you are in a pressured environment or somewhere a bit new, or you're panicking, or it easily happens.
Those kind of sites are naughty. Jude did similar for when we went to an airport. It wasn't a scam, but it was one of those things where he Googled to pay for the airport pickup fee, and he went to the first link and paid it, and it was like double what it should have been. And I said, what? And it was just one of those sites where they just make more money off of it. So it wasn't a scam, but you just think that they've paid to bump up the top, and if you don't know what official site you're looking for, then you can make mistakes.
It's not. I never look at people and think you've been stupid when you've been scammed, because they're so clever, aren't they? These scammers are bloody clever. I mean, if they had a real business, they'd be making
out of it.
Oh, exactly. They'd be making loads of money.
But
you're right. I mean, Hannah, you mentioned it, but the kind of older generation, they must be the biggest people in terms of the pockets of generation that get scammed, because I can imagine they panic. Bound to, aren't they?
My nan got panicked. I mean, it's not online, but she got, when she was alive, she got a knock on the door, and it was someone saying, we've come to do a free assessment of your electrical equipment. She was maybe 96 at that point. It was the beginning of dementia, but we didn't realise it. She let them in. She was quite trusting, but she was also quite a savvy woman. But they managed to convince her that she needed all the plug sockets replaced at, I think it was something like 1,500 or something. And, she was a proud woman. She was living on her own. She didn't have a conversation with us about it so that we could say, maybe that's not legit, know. So even door to door, it happens everywhere.
Wow.
It makes me really angry then, because I get in you shouldn't exploit vulnerable people, and how can we protect vulnerable people in society? But it happens door to door.
Did they do it? She did it. She
paid it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did they do it? Did
I didn't
they come
say anything
back,
when she's
or?
No. Luckily they didn't.
Money.
And shortly after that it went downhill, and she ended up in a care home. But I do remember looking at it and I thought, actually, I'm not going to shout at her or tell her. I would never shout at her. That's really unfair to say that. I didn't mean that. But I wouldn't kind of make her feel bad for it. I just kind of went, oh, okay, because I thought there's no point. No. If I tell her that, she's going to feel absolutely awful. And that's not going to do any good for her then either, is it? And, we know she's going to be looked after in a care home soon, and I was helping out as much as I could. But, it's so easy to get taken advantage of anywhere, really.
And I don't think they probably wouldn't care even if they did think about it, but I don't think they think about the longer term impact when someone's been scammed, especially like that, of how then vulnerable you feel. And
they don't have a heart, do they?
No, they don't. No, they're evil.
They are evil.
Yeah.
Even if you don't lose anything like monetary, it's still, the fact that you got caught out.
Yeah, exactly. So what about recommendations? So what recommendations can we offer our listeners this week? Is she? Isn't she?
No. It's not an app. I'm struggling with the apps. I think I'm too busy to keep finding the apps and use the ones I've got. But this is another podcast. Oh, my God.
Oh, another podcast recommendation.
Well, this is very niche.
How dare you?
As I said earlier, I went to the NEC Caravan and Camper Van show, and there was a podcast stand there. They weren't recording the podcast, but it was information about their podcast. And it's a podcast. God, how many times can I say the word podcast? It's a podcast called, let me just check and make sure I got it right. It's Motorhome Matt with Matt Sims and Keith Gooden. And, it's brilliant. So it's just two of them, obviously. And they're just kind of, it's a bit like ours. They're just kind of chatting informally as well. Their humour was amazing. But I learned so many things. So if you go into my motorhome now, I have closed it down. I never do that.
You have what?
Closed it down. I've shut the motorhome down for the winter.
What, and you've never done that before?
Never done that before. I've just kind of cleaned it and left it. So we've taken all the food out in case the rats, I've never had rats in the motorhome, but just in case. Okay. I've got lemons in my fridge. Don't judge me. It's for a purpose. But it was so good. We listened to it on the way back for an hour, and really, really useful. So if you have a motorhome, or even if you don't, you just want to put lemons in your fridge, just have a listen.
Handy tips for life.
Honestly, they're so funny though. They just bounce off each other.
I love that.
Yeah, do it.
Do I need to get a motorhome to listen to it?
It might make it more relevant, but I say no.
Hey, talking about lemons, I don't know why this popped up in somewhere in my feed the other day. I must have been talking about lemons, but I read that there was 4 things, and I can only remember one. I did a screenshot of it. If you cut a fresh lemon in half and put it in your bedroom, apparently it does wonders for how fresh you feel and alert you feel the next day.
Ooh.
Don't know. Haven't done it.
Get a whole tree in my bedroom.
Just sharing. There we go.
Brilliant.
One in every corner. Like conkers.
Like fake play,
What about you, Hannah? What would you recommend?
So going back to my very sociable recent weekends, the day after I went to the karaoke bar with my friend was my brother's 40th birthday celebration. So he was actually 40 in September, but he went away with his girlfriend. So we hadn't seen him yet. So I hosted dinner at my house because my other brother has got building works going on in the house, so he can't do it conveniently. So I did. And we decided to get Thai food. And there's a lady locally that cooks Thai food in her own home, and then you go and collect it from her. And Luke loves Thai food. And apparently he did say to my mum, was like, what do you want to eat for your birthday dinner? And he said, well, I don't know what the point is in me telling you, because last time I said I wanted Thai food and I got a roast. So we had a good laugh about that. And I said, okay, well, let's do Thai food this time then, so he actually gets what he wants for his 40th. So I contacted this lady, Tong, her name is, and asked her if she could prepare some food. And she went above and beyond, and she gave us this whole menu. I told her how many people it was for, mentioned that there was a vegetarian in the group, and the kind of things we like, and that we want some not too spicy because of my children. My daughter doesn't like spicy food. And then I also then asked, would she mind coming around our house to cook some to make it like extra special for his birthday? At first she wasn't sure because she hasn't done that before. And then she said to me, well, if I prepare most of it at home and cook most of it at home, I can then come to yours and do the pad thai and the spring rolls in your kitchen, if that's okay. I was like, absolutely. So she came with her, I don't know if it's assistant or business partner, I'm not sure, but Alice. And they were amazing. They were so friendly. They were so efficient. They cleared up everything after themselves. I kept saying, no, leave it, I'll do it. But no, the portion sizes were just immense. We all took something home, and I was eating Thai for days, which I don't mind. And it was just, so delicious. Best Thai I've ever had, because it was like fresh home cooked Thai from an authentic Thai lady. So I can't recommend her highly enough. She's on Facebook. I'll have to maybe share it if you do links. something.
Tell me who it is,
because I can't remember the name.
Tag her.
And you can go and collect it on a Friday evening, and it's amazing.
Oh,
So
I love
that's
that.
my recommendation.
I need that.
Sounds amazing. It sounds absolutely amazing. My recommendations, and obviously when we had Sienna at the weekend, it was lovely weather, and we wanted to get outside and just do some stuff outside, and we went to Wendover Woods. I haven't been to Wendover Woods for years.
I love Wendover
and I'd
Woods.
forgotten how lovely Wendover Woods was.
This time of year as well.
Yeah, my favourite time of
So
year.
nice. It was really nice weather. There was loads of people out. But the funny thing was that all of us went. So Jack came with us as well because he was working, but not too later that day. And we didn't really plan, the route. We just carried on walking, and all of a sudden Jack went, "Let's go left." And obviously she was in a pushchair. And all of a sudden I looked, and there was a very, very steep hill. So I just carried on walking and let that happen between Richard and Jack. But it was so nice. I think we did a 3-mile walk, and for some, obviously for her, she loved it because she was constantly looking at the leaves and the trees. But it was so nice, and you just forget about those kind of things that are just on our doorstep.
Yeah.
So, but this time of the year, you're right. Wrap up warm, wellies on, just
Crunch
crunchy
through the
leaves.
leaves.
I love the
Oh,
sound and the
amazing.
colours. It was so nice,
And it's so peaceful, but then the noises of nature and
Yeah.
the wind going through the trees,
Yeah.
and the rain falling on them when it is raining, and
Yeah.
just the dampness in the air, which I find quite nice in the woods. I don't mind.
Yeah,
that
it's
so much
nice. It was lovely. I just definitely one of those places where we went, "Oh, this is really nice. We definitely need to come back and do that again." We didn't go to the cafe or anything, but that's nice, isn't it? I haven't been there for years.
Yeah,
but
they do a
it was
good
lovely.
latte.
Yeah, we did.
Grab a latte and go for a walk. It's perfect. Yeah.
Well, I'm doing photo shoots there next week for half term.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, I do. So years ago, I used to do mini sessions there all the time. So it just gives people the opportunity to have photos taken of their children, but not like a massive shoot that's
Oh, nice.
more expensive. So I haven't done them for a while. So I thought this year I'm bringing them back and my festive mini sessions.
Oh,
so
amazing.
yeah, so I've still got spaces left.
Brilliant. I don't have little kids
yes,
anymore, but I can bring the dog.
Just bring the dog and a pumpkin because
Yeah,
I'm going to set it up so it's like Halloween-y themed as well.
Oh,
Because
nice.
it's
So you
next
have to
Thursday.
book in advance.
Yes, yeah. So
Revamped
yeah,
photography, everybody. Get your
Love
pins
it.
in.
That's brilliant.
Love that. Brilliant. So what have we? Well, Hannah's just told a little bit of what she's got coming up, but what about you? We'll come back to you, Hannah. But I was going to call you Lesley then.
Call me what you like, love.
Karma. What have you got coming up in the next couple of weeks?
In the next
Exciting
couple of
things? Oh my
weeks?
gosh, you've got lots on. I know you've got lots on.
Yeah, I'm going away tomorrow for a weekend, a solo weekend. I'm not even taking my dog this time. This is a proper
solo.
solo. So I'm going down to Devon, and I'm going to carry on with the writing, which hasn't happened since the last little trip. And I'm going to see family.
Nice.
And I'm right on the coastal path, so I can get out and go for a walk. And most importantly, I'm right by a Costa, so I'm going to get my caramel latte. So yeah, really looking forward to that. My sister hasn't, this will come out after I've been down,
Yeah.
but my sister hasn't told my niece and nephew. They're, I'm going to get their ages wrong. They're like 11 and 13 or 12 and 14. And they're off school tomorrow. So she's just going to drive down to this random place that I'm staying at and tell them she's got to pick up something. And I'm going to open the door. And they're either going to go, yay, but where's everyone else? Or they're going to be happy. I don't know.
Mum,
It could go either way. Yeah.
They're going to go, Mum, we don't need to come. You go on your own.
I know. I think she's going to have a battle with them probably to get them down. But yeah, that'll be lovely. It's just a flying visit, and it's obviously spent a lot of time in Devon and lived there between the ages of 14 and 19, so it's got a lot of memories for me. So
It's a lovely part of the country
it's
as well.
gorgeous, and I've booked. It's got a little balcony, and I overlook the estuary, and yeah, it'll be lovely. And
I just think it's really nice that you've booked something to do just for yourself, just to take yourself out of it, because I don't think people do that enough, actually.
You did that was it earlier this year? or
Yeah,
last
I
year?
did. So I took the dog.
did the
because
Cotswolds,
dog was
didn't
my little crutch. My dog was my crutch. And I did the solo cinema trip. And I'm this year has been about embracing being okay with my own company, which sounds incredibly cheesy and corny, but it's something I've never really been comfortable with. So this is part of I'm nearly 50, be comfortable with who I am and do what I want to do a bit more.
Yeah.
It makes me feel emotional when I say that, because that's not natural to me to do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I think that's really, really good and really important, because I think when you get, probably from when I hit 40, you do start to not care so much about what people think and of you, and and you want to do things for yourself, not other people as well. And I think having time on your own is really important, because you said it was cheesy and corny. I don't think it is, because we do so much for other things as women as well. I'm not just saying it's just women, but we give so much to other people. We do kind of forget ourselves, and being comfortable with your own company is actually quite different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
And you're alone with your own thoughts, which can be quite dangerous.
Don't get me started on that.
But the fact that you can write them down, which is really
Yes.
cathartic and probably therapeutic, I think that's amazing. So you've inspired me. I'm going to do it, because we went to Snowdon as a group recently with our running group.
Did, yeah.
And that was brilliant, because I actually didn't climb Snowdon in the end because of health conditions. But so I was on my own for a little bit, and even just that little bit of time, I read read my book, and I didn't have anyone asking me to do anything. And it wasn't even that, because I'm not saying that everyone's asking me to do stuff all the time, because my kids are older now, but even the expectation, like, that you're there and that you should be doing something for someone else, even if they're not expecting it. Like, if I don't make dinner, I feel guilty, even if they don't actually care and they're sorting themselves out. I feel guilty that I haven't provided.
I know.
So just to be able to be somewhere where I didn't have to do anything was really
just
lovely.
To breathe,
so,
just to pause and just to breathe.
Yeah, definitely.
So not really got anything else outside of that. Well, no, oh my God, I have. Oh my God, he's going to kill me for this. It's Abe's 50th next week.
Sorry,
It's a massive thing. Sorry, Abe.
That's quite a big thing.
So
Should we sing happy birthday?
She's laughing at me in the corner. But it's his 50th, and the kids are, Holly's still living at home and commuting to uni. Jacob's coming back for it, and we're off to Woburn for the day. And I think we're going out for a steak. And then at the weekend, we're all four of us and the dog are going to Norfolk
nice.
For a four-night stay over somewhere. So that'd be lovely. And the rest of the stuff is just usual. Still getting used to these meds, still getting used to fitting in the blood tests and stuff. So life is woo. Actually, life is woo. Not like a sarcastic woo. It is woo, isn't it? It's woo. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
No, that sounds good. I mean, it does sound great. Two amazing places in the country. Norfolk is also beautiful as well.
I know, I do feel blessed. I do feel really blessed.
Adjusting to meds, I'm adjusting to some as well at the moment, and it's a big thing. But I think when it's working for you and you realise that it's such a positive thing, that's a woo thing as well.
Yeah, definitely. I absolutely agree with that. Yeah.
Particularly, well, like we were saying actually over lunch before we came in today, particularly if you can really see in your health that they are working, that's brilliant, because there are times where you just think, goodness me, what's going to help me here? And that's fantastic, and that's really good.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I love that. Brilliant. All right, let me go next, and then we'll hand over to Hannah. So, gosh, what have I got? I've got, what's going on? Oh, I'm going to Dalesford Farm Shop on Sunday with a friend in the Cotswolds.
Oh, I like the Cotswolds as well.
I've never been before, but apparently it's very nice, very expensive. And we're going for the day and for lunch, which will be lovely. I have got a bloody hair appointment next Tuesday, which I've been waiting for months. I think this is the longest time I've never not had my roots done or my hair cut, just because their diary and my diary just wouldn't work. So, I cannot tell you how exciting I am because of that. And then the other thing I'm doing is in November, and I think I might have mentioned it in the last podcast, I'm swimming 10K for cancer research. So 10K for me is 600 lengths of my swimming pool.
Wow.
And so I got to do that between the 1st and the 30th of November. But I've got a plan at home, and I've got every day of November how many lengths I'm swimming. And actually, I want to swim 1,000 because I want to push myself. Mm-hmm. So Jack came in yesterday and said, Mum, if you've got to swim 600 and you're swimming 1,000, surely you need to double it, 1,200.
Oh,
Go
I'm with Jack.
Go for 1,200. You can't stop at 1,000. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing that from the 1st of November.
Brilliant.
So I have to be quite specific on the days I'm doing it. So I'm actually really looking forward to it. And it's for a great cause, which is really good to do. And that is I'm just trying to look and think. That is all I've got. Well, I say all. There's other things going on. But that's probably all I need to talk about today. So Hannah, over to you. What have you got going up?
Well, work-wise, I've got my mini shoots coming up and my InFocus monthly sessions, which are for people to have headshots and business within a group kind of environment. So it can be more budget friendly, and it's probably less daunting, I think. I know it's in a group. Some people don't necessarily know people, but you can have a chat and kind of relax a bit beforehand. So I'm doing the planning for those. I have got my mum's birthday's coming up in November, so I'm planning for that at the moment. And what else am I doing? Oh, I'm going to see Five.
Oh, wow.
Remember them?
Five.
I do,
but I don't. We
the song's in my head,
I'm not
but
singing
it out loud. Yeah.
Lesley, it was Will Young. We couldn't think of a song. Come on, you need to tell us a song.
No, I've gone blank. Five, What Are You Waiting For? Three to that one.
I remember that.
Yeah,
You
I didn't actually sing.
it.
I just said the words. So they're on the 12th of November. So when Wayne, for his 50th birthday back in May, I bought him a few things. I bought him Jelly Roll and Post Malone in Amsterdam. So we went to there last month.
Love Jelly Roll. Oh my God.
Absolutely amazing. If you get to see him live, see him. He's just the nicest person in the world.
Wow.
I truly believe that.
Did you not
The Room? I've never heard of him.
Oh, look him up.
Is it him?
Yes, so he's a rapper who is a convicted felon in America. Historically, he's now a country music artist, but he's turned his life around, and he was an addict. And so a lot of his songs are about his addiction and his recovery.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So they really resonate with me and Wayne. And he just does it so beautifully. Like, they're just so honestly and raw. Yeah. So seeing him was like quite a big thing. So that was lovely. But then Wayne used to, he'll probably kill me for saying this, but he always wanted to be in a boy band, and he used to love fire. He used to love. So when I met him, just brief history.
Sorry, Wayne.
You're getting such a different way now.
When I met him, I knew he was the one for me because he was the only other person I've ever met that had an EYC album. So they were a boy band in the 90s. It stands for Express Yourself Clearly. No one else had ever heard about them apart from me and my friend. And then when I met him and I was looking through his CD collection, I was like, oh my God, you've got this.
That was it.
That's it. He loved Take That and all of that. So he loved Five. So when I saw they were going back like a reunion tour, I got him a ticket for it as one of his 50th presents as well. So
I love that. That's brilliant.
Amazing. I think Wayne is now the new Kev. Sorry, Kev.
He's used to it, to be honest.
Fantastic.
And I think that's probably the most exciting thing I'm doing in November, to be honest.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. There's another thing I forgot to mention, that we've got a family event next weekend because my niece, her baby's due on the 13th of November. So we're all getting together she doesn't want a baby shower or anything like that. She's just doesn't, and that's absolutely fine. So we're doing like a family gathering. But I can't believe I'm going to be a great auntie. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Amazing.
So excited.
Actually, just thinking about the what we've got coming up, I need to do a little ask here. I'm going away and I'm staying on my own, and there's a shower. So if you don't hear from me, please will you check in?
Keep the phone on.
If you don't hear from me over the weekend.
Oh no, I love it.
And if you don't know what she's talking about, you need to listen to a couple of podcasts back.
I love that. Oh, brilliant. We'll check in on you. We'll get you to a shower update. Maybe you can send a photograph.
Everyone's in the shower.
Not you in the shower. Of the shower.
Yeah, proving that you're out of the shower.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Escaped. Yeah, don't send us one. We'll be taken down. The Instagram page will be taken down. Oh, brilliant. I love it. Well, that's it. So thank you very much. That's a wrap on episode 16 of the Hustle and Giggle podcast. So huge thanks for hanging out with us, and a special thanks to Hannah for standing in for Lesley as she's off collecting yet another passport stamp. That must be how many this year?
Oh,
a lot.
Yeah.
She'll run out of pages.
A lot. Yeah. She will. She's probably got no pages left in her passport. So remember, whether you're hustling, giggling, or just trying to figure out what day it is, keep that energy up, keep smiling, and thanks as always to Bucks Radio. Until next time, stay clever, stay curious, and stay ridiculously awesome, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
The Hustle and Giggle podcast.